Hello, football fans. This is John Ward, here to tell you about a very special University of Tennessee football team. Coach Johnny Major's 1985 squad was special for several reasons. But this was the first volunteer team in almost half a century to win both the Southeastern Conference Championship and the following bowl game. Tennessee's enjoyed some magnificent championship seasons across the years, but bowl victories following these championship years have been strangely elusive. These 1939 Vols were the nation's last major college team to shut out every opponent on their schedule, but they lost to Southern Cal in the Rose Bowl. This 1951 team provided UT with its only national championship, but they bowed to Maryland in the Sugar Bowl. This 1956 team suffered a similar fate. Led to the SEC title by a single-wing tailback named Johnny Majors, they lost to Baylor in the Sugar Bowl. UT's conference champions of 1967 and 1969 were equally unfortunate in postseason games. So this 1985 squad achieved something no Tennessee team has done since 1938, when Bob Nealon's Volunteers capped their undefeated season with a shutout victory over Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. These 85 Vols capped their SEC championship with a stunning Sugar Bowl victory over Miami.
Yes, the 1985 Vols were special, as the offense fought back from shocking adversity, and a group of no-name players rose above all expectations to forge a stalwart defense as the season progressed. The drama of this amazing season was epitomized by a mid-season calamity which would have devastated a team of lesser character. It's October 19th, and Tennessee is facing Alabama at Birmingham's Legion Field. Vol fans are beginning to relax a bit as the third quarter winds down, and their team, with a 7-point lead, is riding the passing prowess of Tony Robinson toward an apparent triumph over the Crimson Tide. Tennessee leads 14-7 going into the fourth quarter and is nearing pay dirt when the vision of victory turns to ashes. Robinson, looking for the first down, is sandwiched between two defenders and unable to continue. Lost, it turns out, for the season. And in the eyes of many Vol fans, at that moment, the season too is lost. In comes Daryl Dickey, fifth-year senior, best known for quarterbacking the Vols to a tie with Army the previous season. Alabama partisans cheer their defense as the Tennessee drive stalls. The Vols settle for a Carlos Reveiz field goal, extending their lead to 16-7. The 9-point cushion is short-lived as Alabama strikes quickly and narrows the score to 16-14. The Vols, shocked by the loss of their great quarterback, cannot move the ball and look to their defense to preserve the win. In what was probably the biggest single play of the season, Dale Jones, Mr. Defense for Tennessee, makes an incredible interception to snuff out the Crimson Tide's comeback hopes. The Vols hold on to win 16-14, and this team of destiny survives its first major obstacle since Robinson's injury.
As dramatic as the three previous Alabama games were, I don't think there's ever been any heavier drama than the fourth quarter of the Alabama game in Birmingham. When Tony Robinson went down with a knee injury in the first play of the fourth quarter, it made, I think, all of our players realize that they all had to reach up and get something extra if we were going to win that ball game. No team has played any harder than they did in the fourth quarter. And I think that set the pace for the remainder of the season.
The defense continues to play well, but the offense, with a new quarterback, cannot get untracked against Georgia Tech. The Vols trailed the Yellow Jackets 6-3 with only 30 seconds left in the game.
Here's the land. Pass downfield is caught. Grabbed at the 34-yard line, and it will be for Tennessee at that point with 14 seconds to go. Eric Swanson making a diving catch, and Tennessee is now getting Carlos Reveiz in to attempt the field goal with 14 seconds to go. It will be a 51-yard attempt to tie the game by Carlos Reveiz. The clock is stopped for the marking of the ball for the first down, and now the clock will be wound. 41-yard field goal try by Carlos Reveiz. Down, kick in the air by Reveiz. It is long enough. Is it true? That kick, ladies and gentlemen, is good.
Daryl Dickey, his confidence buoyed by the last-ditch effort against Georgia Tech, wastes no time against Rutgers, the Vols' homecoming foe. This 17-yard pass to Tim McGee launched the offensive fireworks. A checkoff at the line, and Dickey finds Keith Davis for an early first-quarter touchdown. Redshirt freshman Jeff Francis gets a turn at the quarterback spot and teams up with McGee for a 45-yard pickup. The play sets up this 48-yard field goal try as Randy Sanders nabs an errant snap, moves the block, and enables Carlos Reveiz to split the uprights. Memphis State fans are cheering their team's strong defensive efforts the following week when this Dickey aerial puts the Vols ahead at Liberty Bowl Stadium. An outstanding catch by Eric Swanson adds another 6 points to cap an 88-yard, 9-play drive, and the Vols enjoy a 17-7 halftime lead. Defensive gems like this acrobatic interception by Andre Kramer turn back all scoring attempts in the second half, and the Vols conclude their non-conference outings with a 17-7 win over the Memphis State Tigers. Ole Miss heads a trio of traditional foes as Tennessee returns to the SEC wars the following week. The Rebels, winners at Knoxville in 1983, are welcomed back to Neyland Stadium by Chris White. The loose ball is recovered by Terry McDaniel to set up the first Tennessee touchdown. Ole Miss quarterback Chris Osgood feels the defensive pressure later in the first quarter as Richard Cooper drives him into the waiting arms of Darren Miller and Brian Kimbrough. With the Vols holding a 10-7 advantage late in the second quarter, freshman Francis tosses the first touchdown pass of his collegiate career, an 11-yard strike to sophomore tight end Tim Hendricks. the partisan crowd is obviously enjoying the performance. Senior tight end Jeff Smith takes this Dickey toss and races 49 yards downfield in the third quarter as the Vols race past Mississippi. The weather, a sunny 45 degrees, was not typical of the Tennessee-Kentucky encounters at Lexington. But the intensity on the gridiron on this November day was typical. The Wildcat defense had held the visiting Vols to 2 first-half field goals and was charging hard early in the third quarter. Daryl Dickey escapes this strong rush and lofts a high pass for Tim McGee, who makes a spectacular catch, spins, and is driven into the end zone for the Vols' first touchdown of the afternoon. The Kentucky offense is overpowered by Tennessee, and quarterback Bill Ramsdale is slow getting up after Richard Cooper drops him for a 19-yard loss. The Kentucky fans seem a bit dissatisfied. The Vols break the game open on their next possession as McGee takes this Dickey aerial for the 14th touchdown catch of his Tennessee career. The Big Orange scoring barrage continues as Joey Clinkscales is the target of this Dickey line. And the Cats trail 28-0 after 3 quarters. This Chris White interception late in the fourth quarter is his 9th of the season, and the Vols turn it into a final touchdown in their 42-0 win over Kentucky. The traditional beer barrel is retrieved for a return to Knoxville after a 1-year absence. The regular season finale finds Tennessee at home against Vanderbilt with more than the usual bragging rights at stake. For the first time since 1969, the Southeastern Conference Championship will be decided in Neyland Stadium. The Vol defense wastes no time intimidating quarterback John Gromos as Mark Hovanek and Kelly Ziegler force the action on the game's first scrimmage play. A 9-play drive is capped by this Dickey pass, and Tim McGee ties the UT record for most touchdown receptions in a season with his 7th TD catch in 1985. The Vol lead is 7-0 with 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. This 10-yard catch by McGee later in the period moves the Cleveland, Ohio speedster past Larry Seaver's career reception mark of 117. McGee, with 5 other catches in this game, extended his career total to 123. Gromos opens the second quarter with this pass, but the receiver is wearing orange. Junior safety Charles Davis gets a 22-yard return with the interception, and teammate Terry Brown saves the loose football. Three plays later, Dickey teams up with senior Eric Swanson for this 43-yard touchdown. Swanson celebrates the occasion with his version of the San Bernardino Shuffle. The duo connects again in the same period when Swanson takes another Dickey pass and tight ropes his way down the sideline for the Vols' final touchdown. Tennessee added 2 field goals later in the game, one coming after this catch by Joey Clinkscales early in the third quarter. The final margin is 30-0 as the Vols celebrate their first SEC crown in 16 years. And there's an impressive post-game gathering to accept a formal Sugar Bowl invitation. Nationwide television audiences were witness to the explosive qualities of this 1985 Volunteer team early in the season, with Tony Robinson at quarterback. Auburn, ranked #1 in the nation, was in Neyland Stadium in late September. The Tigers, with eventual Heisman winner Bo Jackson, were unable to move the ball on their first possession. But Robinson finds plenty of running room. And this quick pass to Tim McGee sets up an early Tennessee touchdown for a quick 7-0 lead. The Vols' Fred Bennett separates quarterback from ball, and Terry Brown recovers at the Auburn 37 late in the first quarter. Robinson wastes no time covering the 37 yards through the air. Tim McGee races past everyone for a catch in the end zone, and Tennessee leads 14-0. Another Auburn miscue has given the Vols possession early in the second quarter, and Robinson caps a 61-yard drive with this pinpoint pass to Vince Carter in heavy traffic. Reveiz's extra point and a later field goal give the Vols a comfortable 24-0 halftime advance. The renowned Bo Jackson, unable to break a long gainer against the rugged Vol defense, is stopped here by Ziegler and Hovanek for a 4-yard loss. On a crucial third down play, Auburn's Tommy Agee takes a screen pass, meets Dale Jones, and is ridden out of bounds for a 6-yard loss. Later in the period, Auburn faces 4th and 3 at the Tennessee 9-yard line.
Auburn will set the power I this time to the right with Fullwood, the standing tailback. This is fullback hurdling. Fullwood, I don't know. It's very, very close. I think he may have it, but we'll just wait and see. Tennessee says he doesn't, but that, I think, may be a bit premature. They're lining it up, and probably a measurement will be asked for. Auburn says it is first down. Their players do. Tennessee says it is not. Who says it is not? The referee says it is not a first down. Tennessee has stopped Auburn.
This Robinson aerial is right on target to the speedy McGee in the fourth quarter. The play, with a personal foul penalty tacked on, puts the ball at Auburn's 10. From where Robinson, after a quick checkoff, deftly lobs this pass to Clinkscales for the Vols' 4th touchdown of the afternoon. Then it's Eric Swanson's moment in the national TV spotlight as he outbattles the Tigers' Arthur Johnson for the football and adds another 6 points for the Volunteers. Final score, Tennessee 38, the Auburn Tigers 20. Tony Robinson and Daryl Dickey gave Tennessee championship quarterbacking throughout the 1985 season. Dickey was only one of several Vols coming out of nowhere to make vital contributions over the season.
Football is a team game. I've never seen so many young men rise to the occasion at such opportune and necessary times. That's the reason that I think this football team is the most special, most unique championship football team I've ever been around. I've had the good fortune to be around a lot of fine football teams as a player and coach. But this team, I think, exemplified what can happen when nobody cares who gets the credit.
Dale Jones, greatly appreciated by Tennessee fans, was overshadowed in preseason publicity by some other premier linebackers in the SEC. It's hard to imagine any who played with more intensity than Dale. Until he intercepted 3 passes against UCLA, senior defensive back Chris White was best remembered as an unsuccessful quarterback candidate. But White, with plays like this, led the nation with 9 interceptions and was named All-America at season's end. Defensive tackle Mark Hovanek shared a quarterback sack in the Auburn game, liked the experience, and added many more as the season rolled along. In fact, the entire defense, structured by veteran Ken Donahue in his first year back at Tennessee, became granite tough by season's end. The offense, too, received help from unexpected sources. It was a sprinter, a transfer student, who shouldered the load when more established Vol running backs were injury victims by midseason. Without Jeff Powell's help, Tennessee's football team might have spent the holidays at home. The Vol offense was supposed to be very good in 1985, and very good it was. The receiver corps was deep and rich in superb talent. Running backs, led by gifted Keith Davis, complemented the brilliant passing attack. And those unsung heroes up front, protectors for the artful Dodgers of the backfield, were led by a junior tackle from East Tennessee named Bruce Wilkerson. Bruce will be a candidate to rank as the SEC's best blocker in 1985. The kicking game was another unexpected treasure. Carlos Reveiz, given the thankless assignment of following brother Fuad, exceeded the most optimistic hopes. In notching all-conference honors, Carlos even nudged his brother from the record book for single-season scoring by a kicker. All components have come into place as Johnny Majors takes his SEC champions to the New Orleans Superdome for a Sugar Bowl showdown with Miami. Tennessee's fans are as unbelievable as its football team on this New Year's night, as the school makes its 6th appearance in this traditional postseason game. Miami, with an eye on the national championship, is looking good with a 7-0 lead, when Vol Richard Brown brings the Hurricane offense to a sudden halt with this sack of Vinny Testaverde. The Vols need only 6 plays to tie the score as they open second quarter action with this nifty Dickey move and soft toss to Jeff Smith, who's all alone in the end zone. It's Miami's ball, and it's Testaverde back to pass. Dale Jones applies the stopper 21 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Testaverde manages to get this pass aloft, but Victor Peppers is more than a match for intended receiver Brian Blake. Miami decides to blitz, and Jeff Powell hits the gap for a 16-yard pickup. Powell gets the call again, but the ball is jarred loose. It's not a catch, but that's Tim McGee, who's wrapped around the football for the Vols' second touchdown of the period. The first half ends with Tennessee holding a tenuous 14-7 lead. The third quarter is barely underway when Testaverde is down by sophomore linebacker Darren Miller for a 10-yard loss. Then on the next play, Miller is back in the Miami backfield, this time to recover a Testaverde fumble after a substantial hit by Richard Brown. It's 3rd and 9, and Dickey is pinpoint sharp with this pass to McGee for a first down inside the 3. Fullback Sam Henderson bangs ahead for the touchdown, giving the Vols a bit of breathing room at 21-7. Less than 2 minutes later, speedy Jeff Powell cracks through the line and finds himself virtually alone for a 60-yard jaunt into the end zone. Watch the blocks by Bruce Wilkerson, Todd Kirk, and Harry Galbraith to open the hole. And then it's all speed. Suddenly, the Vols hold a commanding 3-touchdown lead. The Hurricanes, trying to make up the deficit, are looking for the pass when Mark Hovanek jars the ball loose for an 8-yard loss. Miami retains possession, but on the next play, Testaverde throws long for Brian Blades, only to have the pass picked off by Vol defensive back Terry McDaniel. Miami is at the Vol 10 early in the fourth quarter when Darren Miller stops the drive with this interception near the goal line. Minutes later, Testaverde is intercepted for the 3rd time. Chris White, with the 10th pickoff of his senior season, returns this one 68 yards. Then it's Charles Wilson on the sweep right for the Vols' final touchdown. There's excitement everywhere as the Vols wrap up their season with a solid 35-7 win in the Sugar Bowl.
Our great Sugar Bowl victory over the University of Miami culminated one of the most exciting football seasons that I think all of us could imagine. I don't think I've ever seen a football team bring more joy and more excitement and more pleasure to so many people. From the coaches, the players, to the fans, and the many people who love Tennessee football, it certainly was an exciting football year. As exciting as the championship year was, it's something we can't live on. It's something we hope to build on. For us to be as good a football team record-wise, much less to improve on it, we'd have to be a much better football team because everyone's going to challenge the defending champions, the University of Tennessee. The old saying goes, the higher you are on the flagpole, the harder the wind blows.